What's up, gang? Happy New Year. Hope y'all had some restful holidays. We got DCKO. Now, I didn't go over DCKO number 2, mostly because I was on vacation, but all you really need to know, it was a free-for-all. It was a shit show for the heroes and the villains, people dropping left and right, and that leads us to round number 2, or at least, these matchups in this second bracket right here. Now, let's talk about it. Now, starting with the first quarter of the bracket, Superman versus Captain Atom. Now, in Injustice, they talk about how, despite all the powers they have, Superman and Captain Atom always resort to hitting each other because, man, it feels good, and that really doesn't change here to a certain degree. Now, Captain Atom, being the soldier he is, he's not going to hesitate, even though Superman's been feeling really apprehensive about the whole thing. He takes the first round. Superman realizes, okay, this is what I got to do. They change forms. Superman picks Superman 1,000,000 and absolutely bodies Captain Atom. They go into the third round. Captain Atom tries to fuse, all his forms together. Superman's like, yeah, that ain't going to do much. Superman comes away with the win and advances to the next round. Up next, Guy Gardner and Jay Garrick. Guy and Jay, at first Jay's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should play chess or something. Doesn't work. Guy takes the first round. Jay takes the second round in a just impossible Speed Force blitz. And then Guy comes away with the win later on. Jay telling him, hey, man, advance to the next round. You got this. Up next, we have Aquaman versus Hawkman. In all honesty, it was a absolute wash, right? 2-0 Aquaman. Hawkman really didn't stand a chance. Now, Lex Luthor and the Demon Etrigan was a little interesting. It was a back and forth, obviously 2-1 for Lex Luthor's favor, but in all honesty, it was probably one of the more interesting ones because there's a lot of, introspective in Lex Luthor's mind, but at the end of the day, Lex Luthor comes away, and now with the matchups we got are Superman versus Guy Gardner and Aquaman versus Lex Luthor. Now, on to the next half of the bracket. On the right half of the bracket, we got Lobo and Wonder Woman. They basically hit every combat sport, every version of an arena they could fight in. Wonder Woman even summons her Amazon sisters, and Lobo puts on his ill New 52 look. 2-1 Wonder Woman's favor, moves on to the second round. Cyborg starts off with a hard win against Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing basically says, hey, I was testing your limits, basically summons all his forms at once, kicks Cyborg's ass. Cyborg figures out he could do the same thing, basically uses all the Teen Titans powers against Swamp Thing, comes away with a victory, and advances to face Wonder Woman in the next round. Now we got Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. Harley knows, okay, I can't play fair because Zatanna wants to play fair. Boom, throat chop wins round 1, but Zatanna, after getting the reaction Harley Quinn needed out of her, Zatanna pulls out 2 victories in a row, and Harley's like, I knew you was going to win the whole time. I just needed to make sure you were in the right headspace, kind of like what's been happening with Superman. Now, she basically says, I'm going to bring back Harley Quinn, and she advances to the next round. Now, Joker versus Red Hood. This was a weird one for me because we're always talking about the progression of Red Hood / Jason as a character, but in all honesty, right, it goes 2-1 Joker's favor, but Red Hood really fought him every step of the way, even bringing in an anti-Joker poison to straight up murder the Joker. Jason almost wins in the last round, but basically succumbs to his injuries, and then the Joker basically had some bullshit hacks that brought him back for the dead, and he comes away with the win and advances to the next round. Bullshit. With that all being said, we got Guy Gardner versus Superman, Aquaman versus Lex Luthor, Joker versus Zatanna, and Wonder Woman versus Cyborg. Let me know what you guys think is going to be the outcome of the next round. Let me know how you guys think it's going to play out. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.